It's the grandson of Right Thought. Does the idea match the reality? Your relationship, your job, your home, whatever it is, does the idea you have in your mind of it, does it match the reality that you're living, that you experience in your 3D life? Because if it doesn't, then that means it's a lie. Now pay attention to this closely. When you're looking at your relationship with the person that you're with, when you met them, you formulated an ideal of them in your mind. That ideal that you have of them, does it actually match that person? Now that you've gotten to know them, now that you've spent time with them, does it actually match? Or are you just maintaining the ideal in your mind and ignoring the 3D circumstances that you find yourself in? You know how you see the abused woman, and she won't leave her abuser? No matter how much people are telling her to leave, she just won't do it. She ignores the facts. She says, but he loves me. You see? She just won't leave. It's like a form of Stockholm syndrome. So, do you have Stockholm syndrome? Are you trauma bonded in your relationship? Or is that a true relationship that's built on a true bond, a solid foundation of truth and love? And then you'll know that it is because you've been telling the truth in the relationship. Now, have you been lying? That's why I'm saying, does the idea match the circumstance? I talked to a brother of mine one day. I said, are you happily married? He says, no. But he's going home to his wife every day still. Which means he's lying, you see? He's not happily married, but he's going home and he's doing it anyway every day. Faking the funk, as we say. He's faking it. Because he's counting the cost in his mind, and he's saying the cost that I'll lose is not worth it to tell her the truth, that I'm not happy with her. That's why Abba Yah said that some of you are going to lose those things when you come into the truth. Don't y'all see it now? The truth is the dividing sword, like I've always said, between your ideas and the truth. That's what shows it for what it is. And a lot of you who have been caught out of the world, you've lost relationships with somebody who you thought that you loved and who loved you, and you're looking back at it now with 20/20 vision and you're saying, no, that wasn't love at all. That was not love. That was just an idea that I had. And come to find out that it wasn't even real. It's just the reality of it. A lot of you are doing that with your own parents, who you've been dealing with this woman because she's your biological mother, so you feel like you have to do certain things to deal with her, even though she's not acting like a mother. She's not a mother to you at all. A father is not a father to you at all. But you're just trying because you feel like this is what you're supposed to do. That's why Yahusha said what he said. That's why he said, my mother and my father and my brother is the ones who do the will of the Most High. As simple as that. Well, actually, he said my mother and my brother are those who do the will of the Most High. That's your new family that you've been translated into. See, those are your brothers, your mothers, your sisters. That's your new family now. Called out of the lie. The idea, see, of a family. But it wasn't a real family. All of y'all know that now. All of y'all are realizing that now. That's why I wasn't getting along with my so-called family. Because that wasn't my real family. So I was trying to translate it out of the lie into my truth. And that divided it. You see that? You understand? Those people, especially your parents, if they're caught in that program still of the old matrix and you've come out of it, when you're around them, all they're going to do is try to talk to you with the matrix talk to try to bring you back into the program again. And you feel the discomfort, just separate. When you see in nature and you see a bird in a nest, it has eggs, and then those eggs hatch, and the mother bird and father bird, they're going flying back and forth feeding the little babies, and then the babies grow. And then they come out the nest, they fly out the nest. When they fly out the nest, they don't come back. They don't come back. That's why Abba said, marriage is when a man and a woman separate from their mother and their father, and they come together, and those two become one flesh, a whole new person. You see? I still got people commenting. I made a video about Kalai Ma'at Aman Ra, about how he was saying the woman is God, and I was saying that the divine union is God. Male and female created he them, the scripture says. So male and female energies in one is the power, is God. That's how we create offspring. And I still have people right now call, how can male and female be God? You don't even understand how satanic that sounds. And you see? You see how carnal minded people are? How they can't understand the spirit of anything? Because they can't understand the truth of anything. They've been living in nothing but lies. They can only understand it from the 3D perspective. They can't understand anything from the spiritual perspective. That's simple. So when we come down to this thing about our relationships, and it doesn't matter what it is, whether it's an intimate relationship or a friendship or a church family or whatever, when you're existing there, are you able to speak truth plainly? Because if you can't speak the truth plainly to the person that you call so have a relationship with, then you don't have no relationship with them. You're not relating. All you're relating back and forth are lies. Y'all don't understand that. That's just cosmic law, see? It's just going to mirror you back. Whatever you are, it's just going to mirror you back to you. You see? And when the reflection comes back and it's off, and the truth be looking at it, it's just going to cut it off. That's the way it goes. That's why he says the truth is going to divide you. He said, I didn't come to send us peace on the earth. Everybody running around talking about Yahusha, Jesus Christ, coming to put peace on earth. He says, I come not to send peace. I come to bring a sword of division. I come to separate family members apart. Mothers and daughters, fathers and sons. That's what his work is. And so we who follow him are going to rejoice in his work when the family is ripped apart and in its falsity and built up in its truth. Wouldn't that be rejoice worthy? The family being built up in its truth after it's been torn down for so many generations in lies. All you see when you look at any dysfunction in the world, whether it be prostitution, whether it be strippers, whether it be drug dealing, whether it be pimping, whatever it is, when you look at it, it's always a root of dysfunction in this person and their childhood. Always is there. Always is. So those are dysfunctional families that create lies. See, when you lie and you have offspring, then those lies are going to affect those offspring as they grow. Because they're going to rise up and say, well, hold on. I want the truth. I want the truth. And that's what happened to us. See? That's what happened to the so-called Negro on the earth. See, our parents taught us that we were blacks, African Americans, because that's what they were told. So that's what they told us. They were told that by the slave master, and so they told it to us. You see? Yeah, you're black. I'm African American, that's what they said. So as we rose up, the next generation, like I told you, the children who grew up in those lies, when we rose up, our parents didn't understand that energy we were putting off. I ain't black. I ain't African American. I am an Israelite. I am a Judite. I am Yahudim. The parents looking at them like, what the hell? See, it caused division, just like he said it was going to do. So there's no reason for none of us, actually none of us, to be sitting around right now wondering what's going on, confused as to what's actually happening on the earth. If you come out of the world and put your attention on what's going on in the spiritual world, then you'll be right in alignment with what is going on. You will know that everything that's built on lies is being destroyed, and all things that are built in truth are being built up now. That's what's happening in its place. The rock of truth is smashing down that statue of Daniel into a lie. It's smashing that statue down, and the truth is coming up in its place right now. Literally, as my brother says, literally, literal. It's literally. happening right now. So there's no need to be sad about it. See, because all that stress that you're going through in your life, that you go to your job, you go to your whatever, as you're an adult, all that stuff from your childhood is hanging on to you. All those lies that you were taught, all those lies about who your parents was. So many people were lied to about who their dad was. So many people were lied to about who their family members are. So many people were lied to about what love was. So many people were lied to about what affection was. So a generation of destroyed children. And then that generation wants to condemn this generation. What did they call that particular generation I'm talking about? They called them Generation X. Generation X. Generation that does no name. It's called Generation X. Literally means generation unknown. That's my generation. So all of you who are from my generation, Generation X, are from the generation unknown. They don't have a name for that generation. Isn't that interesting? They're called Generation X. They don't have a name for my generation because we are a peculiar generation. We are a unique generation. That's why when he was talking about there won't be none of these things not fulfilled until the end of this generation, he's talking about this particular Generation X. That's why I don't have a name. You see? Because they are out of the ordinary. They're born at the birth of a technological age that is out of the ordinary. It's just the truth. So when you understand that, then that means you're born into a lie. That's why they couldn't even name your generation, because you're just born into lies. Complete, utter lies. And now you're rising out of it, searching for who am I? Generation X, the generation of unknowns. They are the ones searching for who they are, and they're finding out who they are. Elect generation, a righteous seed, a righteous remnant of elect ones. You see? So that means all the lies are fading off. All your ideals that you've built up to try to make it seem like you were successful, because that's all you were doing, all that's going to fade away. And truth is going to be put in its place in your life, whether you allow it to happen, which will make it smoother, actually, if you allow the transition to happen. Or if you try to hold on to your old life and fight against it and do all, it is just prolong the process. It's inevitable of division. You see? So when people start showing you who they are, man, believe them. Believe them. That doesn't mean that people are not going to make mistakes now. People are not going to, have fall off the wagon, or whatever you want to call it. Have moments where they slip up.